Hey guys, it's Debs. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're here to talk about, is Tana Mongeau a pimp? Honest question. This is regarding, there's 9 lawsuits against Unruly agency, and Tana Mongeau made a sub-agency within that called Tanas Angels several years ago, marketed specifically towards OnlyFans. And recently, Alissa Violet came out with screenshot evidence that Tana had been persistently asking her to join OnlyFans. And there's actually video evidence of her saying that, hey, I'm Tana. I own Tanas Angels. I'm a manager. Do you want to suck dick on camera? Well, I don't know if those are the exact words, but to that extent. So there's video evidence of that. So she definitely is responsible for picking up talent, and there's proof that she has tried to do that. And there's now 9 lawsuits against them by both influencers and previous employees, which essentially lots of different claims, but I would sum it up to fraud and maybe even much more insidious things. I'm still new to it. But my question is, how involved, if any, is Tana to these lawsuits? As it's unclear if she's still even a part of the agency, because on the website it does not say Tanas Angels. In fact, it doesn't say much of anything at all. Like, it doesn't explain what exactly their agency does or why someone would need to use them, because OnlyFans, is like a free thing. Anyone's welcome to just set it up. And also their target demographic specifically is aimed towards like influencers that already have a platform. So like they have like influencers with like millions of followers, like for example, Tana Mongeau, Tanas Angels, which actually is very reminiscent of Tanas Angels from way back in the day, which I'm just saying allegedly there's allegations that was like an escorting ring. So that's already a red flag up in itself. But, so who knows what's going on with that? But my question is Tana still involved with them? And does she have any involvement with these lawsuits? And of course, like, it's possible she's just like the face and the likeness to it, and she doesn't actually do any real work, and she just recruits people. And of course, with anything to do with that, like, you would obviously get some kind of like a cut, you would think, especially if she is the agency owner. So of course, if she recruited anyone, she would then get a cut. So that there's that to bear in mind. And I was like watching various different podcasts about this, and I just like I could not find out anything about this. Like, I watched various podcasts with this lady, one of the founders, and they're like, she's like, I'm so spiritual, it's divine and feminine, so spiritual, female empowerment, and I'm just like, you doing too much. And even like the interviewer was like, do you find her like a little bit like, like off, like being like super spiritual and being like, in the line of work of like sex work? She's like, oh yeah, sometimes. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's just, I don't know. It just wasn't really like adding up. Like, just like love and light, and then and then she's like, and then when the lawsuits came up, I was just, like, how would people do this? Like, people, when you make money, people just want to like take it from you. And I was just like, I don't know, man. And unfortunately, it's a very common recurrence that in the sex work industry that sex workers get taken advantage of so much, because usually like whoever the person is, they're like, I guess technically pimp, if you want to call it that, they're like, what are you going to do about it? Call the cops? So unfortunately, it's a very difficult situation. Like, a lot of times they will get, physically abused, whatever, money stolen from them. It's very common. So it's not really that far-fetched. And also OnlyFans and like all this kind of stuff is a new thing. So I mean, of course it seems wild, but if you really think of the bigger picture, maybe it's not that wild. So yeah, I delved deeper. Like, why would someone, especially like a bigger influencer, pay for your services? Which is 25, according to what I've read so far, I think it's 25% that they charge, either 25%. Let's go 25. OnlyFans already charges, like, that's for everyone, straight across the board, 20%. So that means if someone was to go through their agency, that's 45% of their, whatever their income is, gone. It's quite a lot. What are you offering? And also, especially if you're marketing towards like bigger influencers or influencers with larger followings, you would think if they really were like, you know, thinking, okay, time to go to OnlyFans, whatever, that they could just like simply pick up their following and just block, right? I mean, if they already have amassed millions of followers, like, what are you bringing to the table? And I just could not for the life of me figure out what it was that they were bringing to the table. Nothing on their website really about it. You couldn't see their roster of, you know, talent or artists or whatever, or client. Nothing of the sort. It's very, very like bare minimum. And I even like went so far as to like watch like podcasts, like did all this research. It wasn't until that I started to like really look at the actual legal documentations. And also, oh shit, and then before I delve deeper, I should credit the creator named, I think her name's Alissa. She was the inspiration for this video. And so far, she's the only one that I've seen talk about this like at all. And I delved deep. She read lots of like Reddit things. There's like so much on Reddit about this, like timelines and everything. And she like went into it. However, when she got to the part where there was like the legal link to the legal documents, she like didn't feel comfortable. And then that's where I was like, girl, that's where I can come in. So shout out to Alissa. I'm going to link her video down below. Make sure you go watch it. I'm just kind of thinking of like the legal aspect of it. That's kind of where I'm here as a paralegal. So I started to like read the paperwork, specifically like the one that was from the ex-employees, which to me, I'm glad that I read first because that kind of sets like the foundation because they were like the workers. So therefore they would know like the most about the business and how it operates. So essentially what they're alleging is that how the business works is that, and what they were responsible for is they had like, think of it as like a hype house almost, like a content creation house, but like for sex work. I don't know. They have like a house like that. They would set people up with like the photographers and maybe like other people within the agency where they could collaborate together. They would do all that, and then you would just go and like shoot a ton of content like all in the same day. And then you would give that content to them, and then they would basically run your OnlyFans for you, allegedly, according to the documentation. So then they would post as you, they would respond to messages in your DMs like as you, like your fans. They would do basically everything for you, receive your payment, allegedly, according to the court filings. So that would basically be the only thing that you would do. You would just show up and then go, and then they would send you a check, I guess. But like according to them, allegedly, OnlyFans would pay them directly, and then they would pay you. But who knows if that, I'm just saying allegedly. So to some, like perhaps maybe, yeah, that is a perfect target demographic if you have millions of followers and you know you don't necessarily have the time to respond, because apparently that's really where like the money is in like those messages, the ones that really like, you know, really want to like they'll pay any price to like talk to you, whatever. That's apparently like where the money really is. So like it would be difficult to have that kind of time to do it for yourself. Like for example, Tana Mongeau herself, she has like 8 million followers on TikTok. So it'd be difficult to think like how she could just, you know. So in a sense, it would kind of make sense that would be how they would operate, and how they would say that they deserve 25% of your income. I mean, who knows? Maybe they take more, allegedly, but that's what they claim that they take. So if you have like millions of followers, that sounds like not too bad of a gig. Maybe like you just like take a couple pictures and I just do all the work for you. However, there's something a little bit more insidious about this. When I was researching or delving deep into it, the founder, the spiritual lady, she was doing an interview and they're asking like, so tell me like you're like, her term is boss babe. Sound familiar? Is this an MLM? Like, anyways, so yeah, she was explaining how it started. She's like, it started during COVID times. And, you know, just like trying to like, I built the business then, just like putting the name out there. And then I would like try to ask people and they're like said no. I'm like, just give them 2 weeks. And then they're like, oh, they're down. It was COVID time. They're down for whatever. So she explained essentially her strategy was to start off with the big name influencers and like to influence other people to like join. Because she's like, if Tana, for example, Tana Mongeau's there, then, you know, like someone like, I don't know, me just for example, or someone else would be like, oh, I want to be in the set. That sounds cool. They throw parties all the time. Maybe I could party with Tana Mongeau or something. Like she essentially, in so many words or less, said that was their strategy. So therefore, I would think that almost like Tana was like one of the first or something, or started something along those lines. Maybe, I don't know. And so I'm thinking, because there's that proof of her messaging that girl like to join, I think that perhaps maybe that could explain why on their website they don't have like a roster or clientele, or they're not like actually out to recruit people necessarily, because it's been a few years now. Maybe it's all done by word of mouth, more like nonchalantly. And I have started to kind of like notice there are quite a few of influencers that are doing OnlyFans, which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with. And of course, whoever like I'm sure referred them probably gets a cut. So maybe it's almost turning into like a pyramid scheme of sorts at best. At worst, God forbid, who knows, it could be like, well, some people have alleged that's like essentially a pimp operation, an E-Pimp operation. So I don't know how insidious this goes, but I know that because it is a gray area, I could see how the lines are blurred, and who knows, maybe this could be a precedent of some kind. But 9 out of 200 I guess that's not correct because some of them were employees, but at least one of the cases were like former employees. But 9 cases, and there's like 200 of them. And also my fear is that, of course, like the big time influencers, that's probably no skin off their back, and they're probably like having a great time doing that. What I do worry about is like maybe like a smaller influencer or someone that's like young and doesn't know any better, and that maybe would like sign up and could get taken advantage of. And of course they're going to treat like the influencers the best. They're going to have because they're, the girl even admitted, they're the ones marketing this business out to everyone. Like Tana Mongeau, OnlyFans, Tanas Angels, like she's marketing it that way openly. Like there's been multiple videos where she talks about it, or like, and I'm gonna like find like proof in the clip soon, but I'm just kind of like laying a baseline down right now. I think in my next video I'm gonna like really go in depth and read the case information for the next one. But yeah, for now I think I just want to start off there and say I don't know if Tana is still involved with Unruly agency. And of course, these are allegations. I'm just going to put that out. These are allegations. These are my opinions. Make your own opinions. These are mine, not yours. No, I'm just joking. So I don't know. It could be not true. But 9 is quite a big number, and I just kind of like I want to research this more and figure out what is going on, because it's just like something is not adding up. Because yeah, it's giving kind of like MLM, like how like people were referring each other and like you get a cut, so it's almost like pyramid scheme. But it could be, who knows, way more insidious than that. And what are the legalities of that? There's lots of people claiming like unpaid and like I didn't really get too in deep with it, but yeah, I just really want to know. And if Tana is involved with this or had a hand in this, I'm very curious to know as well, because if it is in fact true that they are either not paying or abusing in some manner sex workers, and Tana was promoting this, whether, well, especially if it was knowingly. I think if it was unknowingly, then I don't know. See, it's all, law is all about a big can of worms. So even if she did, or is still present, well, she did promote it. That's a fact. But I guess the point is, at one point, did she continue, or is she still working for them? Or at one point, did she not work for them any longer? Did she know about this? Did she promote this knowingly or unknowingly? Because she still is working for them. Like, she's still under Unruly agency, and to my knowledge, she still has OnlyFans. So, of course, this is just my opinion. I don't know. But my guess is that because now so much time has gone on and they have actually made themselves quite successful, apparently, like the biggest in the scene, I don't know, or one of the biggest, I'm thinking that it's no longer necessary to like maybe promote, and maybe it's best that they don't, because it's a little bit kind of like gray area, maybe perhaps. Maybe it's just almost like a word of mouth kind of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I want to find out more about it, because I don't know, just Tana's reaction when Alissa Violet was put that out, she was freaking out even beforehand. And then after that came out, she was like partying it up in Ibiza. And then after that, all of a sudden she's in Paris and she's wearing like socks and she's like at Taylor Swift concert. It's like, it's giving PR move. I don't know. Something's not right. At least my opinion, allegedly. And I really want to like delve deeper and figure out what it is. And I read more about it. Hopefully you're interested in learning more too. Once again, I'm going to link Alissa's video down below. Make sure you like watch it. If you want to like get caught up more on like who the fuck these people are. Like if you don't follow influencers and stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching this. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you care? Do you have any previous experiences? Do you know anyone that's worked in sex work? I don't know. Just let me know what you think, and hopefully I get to talk to you soon. Bye.